Hi friends, Tiffany here. Welcome to my quilting life. It's week 19. Yep, this is the last and final week of piecing the papers of the Skulliver. So if you don't know what a Skulliver is, this is a Skulliver. All of the stuff in here will make a Skulliver. So we're going to finish the last 7 pages of the Skulliver. So we're going to do pages 118, 119, 120, 121, 122, 123, and 124. That's the final page, my friends. So 7 pages left to piece for the Skulliver pattern. If you guys are doing a different one, you might have a different amount of pages to be piecing. So just know that there's 124 for Skulliver of the pages to piece. And then in week 20, we will start putting together all the pieces from the papers that we have made so that we can move on to making the blocks and then start getting this thing put together, because I can't wait, and I'm pretty sure you can't wait either. So I'm going to go ahead and put you in the top corner of the room, as I've done for the last few weeks now, and you can just watch me move around in time lapse while I get this done, and then I'll see you at the end of this video. So week 19 is complete. So that completes the piecing of the 124 pages of paper that we need to put together and make blocks. So starting week 20, we will be putting those together to make blocks. But I just want to show you this is an oversized book. I also want to share with you, while we're here today, how much fabric is actually left over from this kit. So I am going to go ahead and turn the camera around and show you what's left. But first, I want to show you the scraps. So I took this box right here, this box, it's a fat quarter shot box, and I filled it to the brim like that with all the cutoffs. So these are just the cutoffs from trimming it, cutting the pieces, trimming the pieces, and so on. So this is just that. And one piece that I had to toss because I ripped a hole in it. Oops. That was this video, actually, that I ripped that hole. So I actually have plans for this. No, I'm not stuffing a dog bed. I'm actually going to make a crafty project with all this. Yep, a crafty quilty project with all this. So stay tuned in the future for what I make with this. But let's turn the camera around and show you how much actual fabric is left over from this kit. Like I said in the beginning, they give you ample amounts of fabric. One thing I did learn, though, before I turn the camera around, is I should have cut all the bigger pieces for the bigger cuts first. Why? Only three between this whole process. The end, once I got to the end, only 3 pieces when I cut them. I actually had to piece them together because I didn't cut the bigger pieces from that small piece first. Now, I did use the charts in the book that say what to cut from what, fabric, like the chart that says cut GAB, whatever, from right here and cut this from here. I did use those charts here and there as a reference for the smaller pieces of fabric, but even with using the chart, I think I should have cut all the bigger pieces first because the chart is small sized. So when you actually go to cut everything, it doesn't line where you think it would line. It lined up differently. Or maybe it's just because it was turned around upside down. I have no idea. All I know is, big note, cut bigger pieces first. Then move on to everything else back in order the way it is. But next time I'll pull all the bigger pages if I do something like this again. All right, let's take a look at what's left. Here we are. So there is a big chunk of black left. And then here are the scraps of what's left of scraps. So you can see there's nice big chunks and hunks left over. So the little scrap pieces have leftovers. Here was all the quarter yard cuts. I mean, some of these have a lot on them. So this is just from the quarter yard cuts. There's quite a bit. So they give you plenty of fabric for this from all of this. So there's that. And then my 1/16 of a yard pieces. I mean, look, there's some really good chunks in here from the 1/16 of a yard. So some of these probably could have used a scrap because I only used a couple little pieces off of it. So, I mean, there's lots left of that. And then here were the 3/8 yards cut. So these, I mean, that's a pretty good chunk left there. The hunter green one has a nice big chunk left. I mean, there's lots of fabric here. And then last but not least, here's the fat 1/8 of a yard pieces. And you can see again, nice big chunks left over. So, I mean, I did cut it pretty darn good without using the chart on most of it. But for the bigger pieces, I should have went to the chart for the bigger pieces first, But there's lots left. So this is all that's left. All of this. I think that's a pretty good deal here to have all this left over because this can all make another quilt. And I actually have decided before recording this segment of the video that I'm actually going to turn all of this into a nice scrappy quilt. And I'm going to just sew the scraps together however it comes out. That's what's going to happen. So stay tuned again in the future for me to start sewing all this together. I will have to go and pull all the little stickers off of everything, but I'm going to sew all this together and create something out of all of this as well. So now that you have seen the big pile of fabric that's left over, and you know that you could make something else with all of that, or you can save it for maybe a small kit of the same pattern. So say Skulliver again, I could save all this for another Skulliver, but for the smaller version, if I wanted to buy the pattern. Now, you don't have to do that. You can do whatever you want. This is all your scraps. You paid for it. It's yours. So make something with it. I just want to thank you all for watching the first part of this sew along. So stay tuned. Week 20 will be next week, where we will sew together all of those pages to create a block and a block and a block and a block. I think there's 64 blocks total. So stay tuned next week. I will be here. And don't forget, breathe, because guess what? We completed that part. On to the next. See you guys next week. Bye.